Hi, I'm County Council Chair Randall Ryti, and I'm here today to provide a summary of the April 7th, 2026 County Council regular session for Los Alamos Daily Post. So we started the meeting with two proclamations. One was on International Dark Sky Week, which is April 13th to 20th, and also Library Week, April 19th to 25th. So the next item, which took a while to get through, was a citizen petition to request a four-way stop at the intersection of Urban Street and North Road. The main petitioner was Nora Hasser, a member of the Girl Scout Pajarito Service Unit. A petition was a result of a fatal crash that occurred at that intersection and claimed the life of retired school teacher Brian Easton. Before the meeting, we heard from some residents about safety issues at that intersection and in the urban park neighborhood more generally. After public comment and discussion by council, we voted to send the issue to staff and the transportation board and return back to council within 90 days for recommendation. After the petition, we had presentations on the 2026 30-day session from our state lobbyist and the quarterly intergovernmental update affairs presentation. Progress on healthcare availability was made in the session, and we continue to work with our regional partners. Later in the evening, we reviewed the trip report for our federal advocacy trip that included 15 meetings, several of which were with departments or offices that we had not met with previously. The consent agenda had 4 items. One was a trailer for breathing apparatus maintenance for the fire department, and the others were related to infrastructure. We introduced an ordinance to clarify the penalties for the use of handheld device while driving. Then under business, we had 3 items. First, we approved the assessor's property valuation and maintenance plan. I'll note the excellent metrics for the assessor's office in terms of their valuations, and also the outstanding feedback they got from the New Mexico Taxation and Revenue Department. The other item that had substantial discussion was possible action on single-use plastic bags. Either banning or collecting a fee to reduce the number of single-use plastic bags has been discussed for over the last decade. This item was considered again at the meeting based on a request from the Environmental Sustainability Board in their 2026 work plan to clarify the path forward requested by council. The ESB had presented to council their research last year. One update on the number of single-use bags at both major chain stores in Los Alamos and White Rock. Revised number is about 2.9 million per year. After much discussion, council voted to move forward with an ordinance banning single-use plastic bags with some exceptions and no mandatory fee. Businesses could set their own fee for reusable bags. The ESB was asked to conduct research, or conduct outreach, and return to council with an ordinance banning single-use bags. Another large item that night was approval of a $22.25 million budget for replacement of Fire Station 4. This facility has been in need of being replaced ever since I've been on council in 2019 and before that date. The costs are substantially higher than they originally estimated, somewhere in the $5 million range. But staff were able to be responsible bidder for an amount that we were able to accommodate in the capital improvement project budget. I'll note that staff worked diligently with the community to find an acceptable location for the replacement, which is adjacent to the current staff location. Also note a couple of reasons for replacing the fire stations has to do with the better sleeping environments and environments for the firefighters, and also making sure that the contaminated equipment and gear is not mixed in with the living environment. And also being able to accommodate much larger fire engines and trucks. Under council business, we had the Federal Advocacy Work Group trip report. We also had a report from the Council Charter Work Group. We approved moving forward with a change in the number of consecutive terms for boards or commissions from 2 to 3. They were also requested to look at the language regarding the DPU charging compensatory rates and the process for filing vacancies for elected officials especially those in the first year or so of a 4-year term. Council also approved sending a letter to the New Mexico Environment Department Secretary regarding WIP accepting waste from locations other than just Los Alamos. Well, coming up, we have the budget hearings. So here's the budget book for this coming fiscal year. You can go on to the county website to download the full budget or the citizen guide. I'll just note a couple things about the budget. This starts July 1st. First of all, it reflects the 0.625% increase in the GRT. So this has the desired effect in that current year and the out years of providing revenues for ongoing priorities. In general, the budget reflects minimal increases with some line items reduced from the current fiscal year. So when you review the budget, I suggest you look at the capital improvement project table, which is towards the end of the book, and you can see what's being funded next year and in the following year. And I also suggest that you look at the financial policy. There's some changes that can be proposed. First of all, to have reserves set at 25% as opposed to 20%, so that's a slightly higher reserve amount. And also that affordable housing is included. It was one of the items that can be funded when revenues do exceed the target levels. A couple other things I wanted to highlight that people should be aware of and hopefully participating in as we have updates to the comprehensive plan underway for this year with outreach and surveys. Following that, will be updates to the development code. In the nearer term, there's going to be some updates to the sign code, temporary sign code in particular. And then with a discussion about road safety at the meeting this week, we're going to be having information at the May work session on road safety metrics and any impacts of council actions taken last year. So I appreciate you listening to this summary and ask that if you have any questions or comments, please contact council. Thank you.